Chuck, a man who is wondering whether he is the problem solver or he is the problem himself, Rulani Mokwena, right? We love Rulani sound bites, and he's facing some pressure from the Wydad fans. Of course, the league, the Botola League in Morocco, has already been won by RS Berkane, winning their first title. And Wydad find themselves 17 points back in trying to get back into the Champions League. They haven't won the league title in 2 seasons. I believe they haven't won anything for 2 seasons. And now they might not make it to the Champions League, although they find themselves 2 points at this juncture behind the team that is in second place. And the fans are not happy. And Rulani has come out and he's responded to the fans by saying that he had options. He could have gone to any other team that is currently in the Champions League. Well, not any other team. There were teams in the Champions League who wanted him. He turned them down because he loved the culture at Wydad based on his encounters with them when he was at Sundowns. And he chose them. But if they feel, the fans of Wydad, if the management of Wydad feels that Rulani is the problem and not the solution, he is happy to go. What do you make of Rulani's fighting words?
A little too honest sometimes. As it's good for the press, it's good for sound bites, but it shows a bit of vulnerability because he should be saying, guys, where did I find you? Where are you now? Stop moaning. Because that's the thing about these teams right in the north. It looks nice from the outside until you come in and you're like, oh, Peter was winning you leagues. In your heart, you didn't want him at Al-Ahly. And you're like, but guys, what's the problem here? Because it's not like Rulani found them in first position and now they're in third. He's found them in worse places and now in a worse place.
6th place with 44 points last season. With 5 games to go, they've got 43 points.
And this is something to complain about still. So sometimes, to be honest with you, this, and I say it the North because I see it in Tunisian teams, I see it in Egyptian teams where everyone wants a quick fix. And I don't know how these things work because somehow these things work because as much as I bemoan their approach and their way of doing things and how the fans react, sooner or later Wydad will win something with or without Rulani because that's just how it works. Al-Ahly will moan, and I think also it's because they bully the referees. Then they'll tell you they want foreign referees. If there are no foreign referees, they're not coming to play. And you're like, since when in football do you choose the officials as a team? And if you don't have the officials that you like, you don't show up. So in the North, things work differently. But to the question, Jay, I think he needs to tell people to back off. If I'm the problem, Zohamba Felene, but I think he needs to be not someone who is, yeah, they're fighting wars, but he should make it clear that I am not the problem. There are new players here. You guys will. I'm putting things together. My system takes time to put together. He says, this is the best possible way that I know how to play. I did my research. I did my studying. I've got new players. I'm integrating new players that I got in the January transfer window as well. So it will take time. The fact that we are third is good news because it can only get better from here. So the fact that the fans want his head and people are putting pressure on him in that position, I think that's majorly ungrateful.
Yeah. Where Rulani is concerned, he does not shy away from saying exactly the thing that he's thinking, right? And that does put to question what is his emotional intelligence like, because when he does get pressured, he fights back, and he wants you to remember who he is. I remember famously, like when Sundowns were knocked out of the Champions League last season, he spoke about the fact that he's 37, and people seem to forget that he is a young coach and has achieved everything that he has. Because one of the things he also said in recent times to the Moroccan press is that he was born and bred in football. You know, Rulani comes from maybe the most famous family in South African football history, the Sono family, and how what he's experiencing with the Wydad fans is like he's not used to that, and this is not how things are supposed to be. But I think in this instance, Chuck, he was well within his rights to say, hold up, y'all must have forgotten who I am and how I got here. I didn't get here because I paid someone to come here. I didn't have favors to call in with the owners or the management or whatever the case may be. Initially, what Rulani had told us after he left Sundowns is that he's going to take a sabbatical. And at the same time, Wydad were looking for a coach. They were actively looking for a coach. And then Wydad themselves suspended their search for a coach and said, zero in on that guy. Because he's suddenly become available. We didn't know he was going to become available. But now that he's on the market, we want him. And they went and got him, you know, and he went there. Now, Rulani is not doing them a favor by being their coach. I mean, he's paid to be their coach. He's well remunerated to be their coach. And also, he comes into an institution which is record champions of the Moroccan League, and they are one of the most successful teams on the continent. And he's experienced that, Rulani, with Sundowns firsthand, So the combination is one of a great club who went to get a great coach. But let us not forget that he is a great coach based on what he's done at Sundowns. Now, maybe you might say, okay, we are actually questioning how great is he, because can he go somewhere else and do it? He couldn't do it at Orlando Pirates. We can't count it cheaper because it was there for like 5 minutes. And that's the question. Outside of the comforts of Sundowns, can you do it? But you cannot go away from what he did with Sundowns, and the fact that you finished in 6th place and now you're in 3rd place, you're in with an opportunity to get to 2nd place. Maybe he's arrogant in saying that he's not gonna go away from his playing style. I don't know what playing style the Wydad fans want. All they want is to win. But guess what? You don't always win the league. Like sometimes another team does win the league, and we're talking about the champions this season. RS Berkane are one of the favorites to go on to lift the Confed Cup, and they are 15 points up the road with 5 games to go. They've already secured the title, so they've had quite and are having quite a good season, But you do need to give Rulani some time, and I do think he's well within his rights to say that, hey, look at my CV. Famously, Jose Mourinho told us this as well at a time where he had 3 league titles in England, and all the others combined at what, 1 at the time. He was well within his rights to say, hold on, keep it quiet a bit, because who you talking to? Did you forget who you're talking to? Now, if it persists, then we have to come back and say, well, it doesn't really matter what you did yesterday or a season ago or 3 seasons back. The question is, what are you doing right now? Right now, though, when we talk about Wydad, it's a team that finished in 6th place that is trying to begin with to get back into the Champions League and Champions League spots, and he's still within the running to do that. And then from there, get us to winning the title. So the reaction where they are fed up with him at this point is it's typical of football fans. And football fans are fickle, and I get the fans of the teams that have been more successful are even more fickle, but yeah, man. They had a go at Rulani, and I think he's well within his rights to defend himself by pointing out who he is.